So when you're down on your luck, what do? Well, this is what I'm do, at least. It's something people would consider morbid. Have a burger in the cemetery. Because in a way, the burger becomes alive through me. Because there have been times in this life when I've thought about killing myself. At the end of the day, I can't let others get me down that way. The only issue I have is when I let myself down. A burger in a cemetery. What a lewd thing to do. But ultimately, there are many of us struggling right now. I'm lucky to have the burger. I confess, I am where I am today for two reasons. The first reason is I fucked up. The second reason is I'm fucking lucky. And I believe luck is a sign of our commitment to our dreams. Or you could call it God, if you will. What matters is I didn't pull the trigger. I'm still here. I can live to carry on another day. But ultimately, humanity seems to have made their choice. They could have chosen to be a part of nature, to return to it, or they could have chosen the death of everyone. Artificial intelligence. I use AI, but I know not to get so dependent upon it. I surrender my capabilities as a human being. And there you go. Little meat, the rest of the worms here. These people served their time here. I'm still serving mine. It's a rainy day, but the sun may still shine, as they say. So I'm being lewd, I'm being a gangster, I'm embodying the old paradigm. But aren't we all? Isn't that why it's still here? This ain't weed, this is tobacco. Fancy paper, rugged, Wild West, an indigenous sacred herb that we have profaned by lacing it with chemicals that are more addictive than this herb would ever be by itself. But I love my tobacco, even if many think it will be the death of me. And ultimately, that is yet to be seen. But in these kind of rainy days, eating, smoking, doing the things that really what it means to be alive. What am I doing? I'm punishing myself. Why? Because it's what I do. Is it not the same for you? We can live a better life. And there are many of us that are having great times. Things have never been better right now. Lots of us experiencing that. I've seen both extremes. Most of my friends struggling to even pay bills. Most of my loved ones doing just fine. Think things in the economy are a bit rough, but we'll weather this storm. But in the background of this scene, do you not see Mother Nature? Do you really think that she doesn't need us? That she needs us so desperately for her survival? That we have to save her? That hero complex? That's the old paradigm. She doesn't need us. We're expendable, don't you get it? We can keep misbehaving as a species, but ultimately, it's not up to somebody else to save the planet. It's not even up to you to save the planet. She'll save herself inevitably. She'll save herself with or without us. What matters is, are you going to do what it takes to be nicer so she doesn't have to pull out the chemo? And by the chemo, it would wipe us out. It may be a bit late for a lot of things, but it's never too late to live a better life. Now, third time's a try. Let's improve my life by lighting this cigarette back up. But I mean, really. So, ultimately, we can stay down in the dumps. And that's the easy way to stay down in the dumps is to point the finger. You're at fault. And the hard way to stay down is to realize I'm at fault for this, but then not go into the other trap, which is I'm at fault for this. I'm a piece of shit. I should punish myself. That's the other trap. The real thing is I'm at fault for whatever I did. They're at fault for whatever they did. And it doesn't matter. I'm not going to let that define me. And I'm not going to let that define my perception of you. Because ultimately, fourth time's the charm. I know I'm breaking with the divines, but inevitably there's going to either be a 6 or a 9 times in here. Knowing how this is turning out. Ultimately, what happens is we have this life. Then we end up someplace akin to here. This tombstone. May Mr. Thomas rest in peace. I know I'm sorry if I'm disturbing your peace, Mr. Thomas, but I'm trying to create a point, and you are a poignant metaphor, good sir. Now seriously. Looks like fourth time is the charm this time. See, sometimes just like the cigarette and keeping it lit in the rain takes more than one time to succeed. Even if your approach was perfect, were the circumstances, was it fertile soil for this to take root? So I'm down here in my dumps. This is the lowest I'll ever be because I'm content to leave it at rock bottom. Now I only have anywhere to go but up. So, ultimately, though I was contemplating, cyaniding myself again today. I'm not going to do it. I can't let my enemies get that gratification. And by enemies, I was talking about myself. I'm not some sort of pussy to be defeated by myself. But I will win. I will triumph over myself. Because that's what self-mastery is. Self-mastery is not living in a palace all your life, knowing the comforts. It's getting out in the world, into this rain. If you see me, you should see the camera crew right now, squinting at the rain. Because, ultimately, sometimes you have to get your hands dirty. And sometimes you have to take a different path than what is prescribed. Sometimes you have to walk that path, but you do so respectably. You don't trample over others. You simply walk around them. And ultimately, if you never change paths, what you have is what you got. Believe me, this is the rock bottom video. At the cemetery, contemplating what is death, but a wasted opportunity. I'll leave you with that one. But remember, my biggest problem is me. And your biggest problem is you. And how can value be determined in the dollar? These are all the bankruptcies in society right around here. Because these guys spent everything they had, all the time they got. Money can be reaccumulated. What you're doing right now, how you're spending your life, how I'm spending my life. Speaking into the camera, oh, I love myself. But anyhow, ego aside, seriously, these people spent their net worth here in that lifetime. My question to you is not what you can buy with your net worth, but what you can do with it. And your net worth is not your pocketbook, it's the time you got here. How are you gonna spend it? Cigarettes out again, oh my God.